Live from the BMW Studios, Atlanta's Inspiration Station, Praise 102.5. This is JENKINS Talks Family Affair. Good morning, my beautiful family. I am so excited because we are joined by the one and the only I was going to say Bishop, Dr. Charles Jenkins.
You are the one and the only. And it's my winning season, ladies and gentlemen.
Right.
What about you?
It's my winning season. Family, he's going to be hanging out with us for just a few. And you don't want to miss it because he's also going to give us our morning motivation as well. Coming up in a few minutes. We got so many great things happening on the show today. Keep it locked right here. It's always praise. Atlanta's Inspiration Station, Praise 102.5. This is JENKINS Talks Family Affair. And family, if you don't know, now you know, I have the legend himself, Dr. Charles Jenkins in the studio.
Thank you for putting me on program.
Not put me on program.
I'm very humbled
That is
to be
very
here.
much Baptist. So it is time for our morning motivation. People literally look forward to this time because some of them need some encouragement just to go throughout the day. So could you take a moment and motivate someone this morning?
You know, I think that the thing that pops in my mind is embracing your season. And seasons change, and sometimes we don't even know what season you're actually in. I wrote a book called Seasons, and the whole premise and idea is all of our lives are framed in scenes and segments of time. One giant timeline broken up into several different time periods. You got to know what season you're in so you know what you are doing, but you also know what you're not doing. Jim Collins, business guru, says we all have a to-do list, but we also need a stop-doing list. You also have to know what season of life you're in so you can know how you should be thinking and how you should be processing and how you should be functioning. And so you could be in a running season. There is no slowdown. The pace is fast. You could be in a resting season. And it's important to not look for something to do in your resting season, or else you'll be extra wore out when it's time for a new running season. Sometimes you're in a grieving season, and it's okay to say and no, I'm not okay. And there's so many other seasons, but you gotta know that whatever season of life you're in, when you know what season of life you're in, you know what to pray for, and you know how to posture and position the way you think so you can function at your highest level. Because whatever season of life you're in, it really is your winning season. You just gotta redirect the way you think, reinvent possibly, reposture, reposition, and determine from the inside out that things may not be the way that I want them to be, but I can be who I need to be no matter what things look like.
Exactly. And it's so amazing because, first of all, word. Okay, anyway, but before we came on, we was just talking about how people have to understand or recognize how God is allowing you to win in each season. Every win is not going to be the same because every season is not going to be the same. And so you really just hit the nail on the head. So thank you very much. You blessed my life.
No, well, let me say this. The 1984 animated franchise series Transformers, what made Transformers so special is no matter what they were, depending on contingent upon the moment in time, they had the ability to turn into something else.
Yeah.
And so I think what makes you functionally effective is your ability to turn into something else. Don't be afraid to reinvent when your season changes. You can do something else and be something else when your surroundings turn into something else.
We got to talk about album. We got to talk about what's been going on with Dr. Charles Jenkins. I mean, so many great things that are happening, and you don't want to miss it, family. Keep it locked out here to Praise. Atlanta's Inspiration Station, Praise 102.5. This is JENKINS Talks Family Affair. If you're just not tuning in, we have Dr. Charles Jenkins in the studio. Hello again.
How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Now, we obviously know about the new album, the EP, Gospel Music Changed My Life.
Yes.
And we will talk about that. Before we get into that, Can you just tell us what's been up with Dr. Charles Jenkins?
What's been up? It's been a wild ride. It's kind of been all over the place. A little film, a lot of music, a lot of fashion. I have a fashion design studio in Paris, France, and so it's been lots of um, designing and organizing around that. I'm excited that a movie that you're one of the stars of, Praise This, is out. And 4 years ago, my dear friend Will Packard called me with a script, and it was my first one. I was all over the place. I learned a lot. I didn't know nothing. And so to see that come to fruition, and then, it's been a whole lot of music. I've been fortunate to, be making a little film music, a little commercial music. I'm working with a company out of New York. And
Okay, all right.
so I'm kind of right between fashion is driving everything right now.
Okay.
My lead designer has been forecasted to be the top designer of her generation.
Okay,
And
awesome.
tons of stuff happening with that. And I don't know. I'm on the road. I'm running for Jesus.
Come on, and I'm not tired.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
So we love that. Family, if you're just not tuning in, we're speaking with Dr. Charles Jenkins. You have this new EP that is out.
Yeah.
Gospel Music Changed My Life.
Yeah.
Why that title?
You're the only person that's asked that. Come
really?
on. Come on. We got a new Oprah, y'all.
All right.
So when I was in the 9th grade, I was a tough kid, and my father had passed away not too long before that. And so I was trying to figure my way out. And I thought being a man was doing whatever you wanted to do. And so I missed a lot of days of school, like more days than I want to tell the people. But I missed a lot of days. And so I would catch the bus to school, walk through the school, jump in my homeboy, Stankin' Lincoln, and we partying all day long.
Oh, wow.
And fast forward one day, I caught the bus. I'm walking through the school, and my teachers head me off. And they take me into this room. They give me this crazy talking to and tell me I'm going to throw my life away. And they gave me a hall monitor to make sure I went to class, a tutor to make sure I did my homework, a guidance counselor to make sure I was thinking straight. And for punishment, they put me in gospel choir.
Wow.
Instead of detention. And so I hated it. I sat in the back, arms folded, mean mug, T-shirt, Chucks, no socks, bald head. And I hated it. And one day the choir director walked in and started playing the piano, never looked at the keys. As a kid, I had taken 7 years of classical piano. I was mesmerized. I went from mean mugging to standing up, from sitting in the back to sitting in the front. And gospel music changed my life. And not just with music, it's where I engaged ministry, service, and all of the work that I've done over the course of my time in the city of Chicago, all of the service on the ground. It all started in gospel choir.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to do an album as there is a generation that I feel like needs some inspiration and encouragement, and you are the pastor of this generation. And, when I hear stories about 300 young brothers and sisters walking downtown Chicago and busting out windows and looting and taking stuff. And there's so many dynamics connected to that. But I wanted to share my story for both my young brothers and sisters, but also for parents, because I looked like I wasn't listening to anybody and I wasn't going nowhere. Nobody would have ever thought I would have been on the steering committee for President Barack Obama or his second inaugural press service or to sit on the board of trustees for the city of Chicago. All the days that I missed in school, and I'm sitting on the board over all of the colleges in Chicago. And so I only say that to say as a testimony that, you never know who's listening.
Yeah, right.
Even when they look like they're not listening.
Right.
And God can take a seed and turn it into a harvest, even when it looks like it's sitting in bad soil.
Yeah. What are two of your favorite songs and the meaning behind them?
Wow. So the album kind of embodies the kind of music that I was singing in the 9th grade when I was in gospel choir. I felt like I wanted to put some old soul music out. And so the two songs that jump out, one is my new single. It's called God Be Praised. And it's a throwback tribute to Chicago Sunday night broadcast life, the live services. Every church had a theme song. They had an announcer. And so it's hand clapping, foot stomping, tambourines, washboards, That's right. That's right. That's right. It's old and gritty. And if you watch the video for God Be Praised is on YouTube and Facebook. I mean, you see the mothers, throwing their hands up, waving their hands, and people kind of jerking and quickening. I wanted to put something out like that, and so that's a favorite. The other favorite, I got a number of favorites, but
that's why I'm gonna break it up. So give me two this one. And
Sweet Sunny Day. Sweet Sunny Day.
Okay.
It's the first song out of the gate, and it's just a feel good. I'm classically trained. My uncle was an Earth, Wind, and Fire. I listen to jazz, and I listen to all of it. This is my jazzy, feel good, roll your windows down. Summertime is coming. It's getting hot outside, and it's a reminder that whatever you're going through on the outside, you can still have joy on the inside. And even though it may be storming around you, you're going to determine that I'm going to have a sweet sunny day.
Yeah.
And I'm going to smile and be effective and functional. And I'm not going to allow what's happening to me to become me.
Ooh, Lord. That was a word there.
I love that. I love that so much.
That was a word there. Dr. Charles Jenkins has been with us from this morning, and you have blessed us. You have encouraged us. We're talking about your new EP, Gospel Music Changed My Life. Give us two more songs that are your favorites, and also tell the people where they can get the EP and all that.
So, with this EP, I also wanted to make music people could sing on Sunday morning.
Okay.
And
this is
so,
very important. Yes.
Listen. So probably at the top of my list, too, is The Grace of God.
Okay.
It's a old, gritty celebration of God's grace, and I wanted to remind people of how good it is, and how necessary it is, and how powerful and important it is, and just kind of define it with message and melody together. And thank you for doing a video to encourage the people.
Yes.
So that one, and then Someday. I did a song called Someday. My first year as senior pastor fellowship, I was 25, and I did 78 homegoings myself. And we have so many songs, but I felt like we needed a upbeat, feel-good celebration. The Bible says, sorrow not as if we have no hope. And even though there might be tears in our eyes, can we have a smile in our heart when we think about the person that we love so much? And so the song just basically says, I'll see you again someday, but it celebrates the life of the person as you could see them in your mind's eye. And so it's a really feel-good record. So those are my top two.
Yeah, tell the people where they can get it, the name of it, all that good stuff. Again.
It's called Gospel Music Changed My Life. Wherever you listen to music already, it's available. And there are videos for God Be Praised and lyric videos for a bunch of the other songs. And in 30 seconds, I did a women's anthem called The Soul of a Woman. It's based on Proverbs 31. And it's been exciting to watch women be empowered and inspired by what I deem and believe to be an anthem. And so it's called The Soul of a Woman. The video is on Facebook and it's on Instagram. It's on Instagram, but YouTube. I wrote it in honor of my mother who turned 80 today.
Oh.
Not today, this year. Have mercy. But I wrote it in honor of her. Y'all do so much, and there's so much music that put women down.
Yeah.
I feel like in the kingdom, we should write stuff and do stuff to lift people up.
Yeah,
So
I love it. I love it. Well, there you have it, folks. Dr. Charles Jenkins has been with us, been hanging out with us. Make sure you download his new EP, Gospel Music Changed My Life. Also follow him on social media. Give your social media handles.
Instagram is Charles Jenkins. Facebook is Charles Jenkins Music. You can get it all at charlesjenkins.com. Actually, join my mailing list.
Oh, okay.
At charlesjenkins.com.
Mailing list or whatever.
So I can stay with you. I want to ride with you 24/24.
Yeah, family, make sure you do that. You never know who's going to stop by the show. That's why you got to always be tuned in. There's more coming your way.
And June the 23rd and 24th.
Oh, Yes.
I'm coming.
He's coming to You Will Win, family. Come on, somebody.
Yes. I got to say that.
Yes, he's coming to You Will Win. So you definitely want to make sure you log on to youwillwin.org to register now. We're going to hear this means all right.
And I got a mic toss to the host of the conference, ladies and gentlemen.
I'll be ready.
The incomparable
You did
Jacqueline
that.
Carr.
You did that before. I was in Chicago.
And you destroyed it.
I know.
You destroyed
Listen,
it.
we're going to have to re-record that part.
Listen.
Yeah,
Yeah, you remember. You remember.
Yes.
Remix.
Exactly. So, family, make sure you log on to youwillwin.org to register now. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Out with us.
Congratulations on everything.
Thank you, and same to you. Family, keep it locked right here. It's Praise.